Uh, Here I present the title is called Glucose for Soul. I guess everybody knows glucose, even lay people on the street, everybody knows glucose. Until I look into it, I know a little bit more about glucose. So 7 million years ago, I found a search literature says the two gene change that make us different animal. We become a human. If without that two gene change mutation, there's no extra glucose goes to the brain, and we're not as smart, better than any other animals. So that's very important. Also, we know 2% of our brain mass consumes 20 to 45% of energy. Energy is mainly from glucose. There are 3 more molecules make energy, but that's only at very special circumstances. Also, I want to mention here is human brain only has like 4 minutes observation of the glucose. That's why even as a pharmacist, we need to learn CPR. We try to save people, not just the air. We need to pump the heart very, very strong to make glucose go up to the brain to save people's life. Here we see the problem is the top picture is a relatively young person, and when younger person, they got the glucose problem, is a hypoglycemia, and they got at night, specifically for nocturnal hypoglycemia, they got a feedback system, and they will bounce back for the problem. They wake up as sweating and nightmares, and but for older people, the lower picture, they lack of the feedback system, the hormone triggering system. So they tends to be, I believe it's become Alzheimer. One of the reason Alzheimer is the higher incidence in diabetic patients. So we got to this, the diabetic patient has a problem, and so mainly I will see this is a sugar problem. So the 2 sugar problem I want to mention here. One is the fructose. People probably know, I saw on TV talking about fructose is not good for body, but actually fructose is not good for our brain. The literature is you search, fructose is not good for brain. It's bad actually. The second one is even the glucose, like in Gatorade, glucose. As pharmacists, we suggest the patient when they throw up or vomit, drink Gatorade a little bit. It will keep you from dehydrating. But Gatorade we saw most time is on football court or basketball court, like Michael Jordan. They're sweating crazy, and you need a drink to get glucose in the body quickly. But unfortunately, there's nobody tell people, like especially for children, you don't need to drink Gatorade all the time, because up and down glucose level in the blood is not good for anybody. So I would suggest people don't. I suspect this is one of the reasons causing a lot of diabetic patients in the world now, and unfortunately, not many people seeing it. So these are 2 problems we're facing. And also type 1, type 2, they all have hypoglycemia problem, especially type 2. Not many people know they got a nocturnal hypoglycemia. Only in literatures, they have like, if type 1 got a higher incidence, but type 2 has a little less, but still a lot of them. And there's, in 2003, December, there's a 7-year tracking study they published on the article. It says if hypoglycemia has a correlation with cognitive impairment.
Speak up. John, speak up, please.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm perhaps still nervous and only used to one-to-one talk to a patient, not in public. Also, UPenn has a study at UPenn Medical School. Dr. Brian, I just talked to him last week about to apply NIH funding, maybe for next cycle. They found brain shrinkage with type 2 diabetics. The longer become type 2 diabetic, the more shrinking in the brain mass. And there's a clue. I don't know if anybody knows. It's called the Somogyi effect. That's some diabetics know, some diabetics may not know. The Somogyi effect is when people had nocturnal hypoglycemia, and the hormone system to protect them, so it will bounce back. That's what Somogyi effect is. In the early morning when you wake up, you test your blood glucose, it's kind of high. That's because it's a bounce back. And that gave us a hint, this feedback system in our brain to protect us. So these are the sugar program. And now what we got, this is our first product. And we believe a good sugar can conquer the sugar mass. A lot of people don't like mention sugar, especially diabetic people, they worry about sugar. But really, all good sugar should be good for diabetics. So how our sugar is better? Because it's delayed release and controlled release. So it will eliminate the up and down problem, and the technique is in the matrix system. And also, yes. To make it quicker, this picture is this plot is mainly copied from Abbott. Their products called Glucerna, and the first two, the up and down level, it shows how food can affect the blood glucose levels, and ours supposed to be a more smooth delivery, and also if we have, there's nobody really doing similar thing as us, talking about competitors, but there's food claim is diabetes food, but we think if our product is taken at a bad time, if you eat food, there are many disadvantages. It's listed here. Quick go. My background is pharmacy, and my master's degree is from pharmaceutical chemistry, so I'm still chemistry related. Take a lot of PhD chemistry class in the school, and my team has Dr. Shi, he, and Diane Huber, and they are coming board to help me, and but mainly we need the help from you investors, and because I exhibited in a couple conferences, and all the health professionals really give me encouragement feedbacks, and we hope to seeking $1 to $3 million. But we think we have two models. One is consumer product, because glucose is basically a food. I contact FDA, they said, no, you don't need to get approval from us. And so we have another model is for the Alzheimer's drug. That's based on the glucose as a platform. We'll build on top of glucose, and so we hope the investment will come back to the investors quick. And this just show how many. We have 7 billion people on the earth, and overall is 10% is diabetic patient. And if we calculate, just to estimate, if 1% of this 700 million, then it will come up like a $3 billion market annual sales. That's just scare me. And the actual, I searched online, the 325 million sales for diabetic foods, and I believe we can get some of them. So hopefully we can get 30 million or even just 10 million, and will help. So I mentioned the Alzheimer's disease is the next project we do, and hopefully we can give investor dividends in 2 years, because we can sell product, and then later on the second model kick in, and we can cooperate with any pharmaceutical company or venture investment or any kind of. So I just stop here. Any question?
Questions for John? John.
Thank you. Great name. Could I ask you just a little bit about your revenue model? So, let's say 2 years from now, how many containers do you think you will be selling, and how will you be selling them?
Yeah. So far, I built a website. It's called 4M Glucose and Night Glucose. I built 2 websites, and however, because I didn't have any opportunity to contact patients, even though I'm a pharmacist, but I cannot talk to patients because I work for somebody else that's on weekend. So, so I don't have much sales. Based on my feedback from AAD, that's Diabetic Educators Conference, and the last month I talked to, I exhibited the product in Indo Expo in San Diego, and that's like 8,000 physicians, endocrinologists from all over the world, and they give me real good feedback, because when they see my product, they kind of shocked. How can you come up with this? Why nobody else didn't think about this? This is a real good solution, from many different countries, physicians. So only some professionals bought my product online, and I believe some of them maybe just doing research, look at it, see if yours really, as you claimed, 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours, no release of the glucose. And after 2 hours, start to gradually release for like 4 to 5 hours.
So the real impact of the product will come from diabetic patients taking it when they go to bed, so
That's
they won't mind
exact.
taking a pill.
That's
and it will
exact.
provide this hypoglycemic protection
Prevention,
while they're asleep.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Cool. So 4 years from now, do you have a guess as to what sales might be?
It's really, I can't imagine how much, because just US, we can see a lot, how many diabetics, 10%. The only thing I can do is like the, estimate, because I really don't know how many people, especially I heard some Indian, they come to me, they saw my product exhibition, they said, wow, India has a lot of diabetic. I know China has a lot. So I have PCT patent now, go all those countries.
John, we have a question in the back.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I had a quick question. What exactly is your innovation? Is it the matrix that allows the time release? Or is it a process? What exactly, like if you had to apply for a patent, what would you say? is that?
The innovation that I searched the patent database, USPTO database. I don't find anybody try to make a glucose as controlled and deleted, delayed release and controlled release. There are patents there, the most for energy drinks, and they put it in liquid, and there's nobody thinking about delayed to release. So that's a combination patent. And my patent lawyer office, they did a search, and seems nobody same idea ever come up.
So here, and then to John.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you require FDA approval to sell it?
No, I contact the FDA officers, email sent to them, the OTC, because first I thought maybe OTC or dietary supplement. And they sent me back email, said, no, yours belong to agricultural, because glucose is on sale on the shelf. You go any pharmacy, any even a grocery store, you can see it. And they don't even have expiration date on the product. So it's purely, because glucose, if you take it, we know glucose is not passively goes into your brain. It's automatically picked from the blood vessels. So there's protection, BBB protection from lead and protection from glucose goes into the brain tissue. That's why some patients come to me and say, my highest glucose level was 700, over 700. I can't even feel the glucose running in my blood vessel, but their mind is very clear. So I don't believe high blood glucose level will causing Alzheimer's. I believe it's when you sleep, especially at the late night. It's from, I saw research articles says from 2 o'clock to 4 p.m., 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. That's why my first product name, I used the 4 a.m. glucose. Of course, 4 is for FOR also.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
How many grams of glucose
Yes.
is it dosed? I can
It's
imagine
one-
It might be fairly high.
Yeah, it's 1 gram each caplet, because caplet easy to swallow something, 1 gram. And I suggest dose is from 2 to 5 gram pills at night taken. It based on Dr. Hoffman. She was the chairman of American Diabetic Society. She is a physician. She did raw corn powder starch on patients, she used 5 gram raw cornstarch and 75% effectiveness she found. So I calculated if cornstarch, you still need to break down in the GI tracts absorption, and I estimate about 3 gram will be enough. But person to person variations is very possibility. So I suggest, and also this CGM, continuous glucose monitoring system. If people monitoring, they know it. It will be easy to know. And I have identified 2 companies. They might be my partner for marketing, because they make the CGMs, and one of them is very relatively cheaper.
All right, let's thank John, please.